Aloha, I'm Abaya and I'll be taking you through a short sequence using a chair. So grab one if you don't have one. And this is going to help us find lightness in our poses. So let's start with our chair to the left-hand side, and you can turn to the left. And then bring your hands onto the chair and paw out your hands until you find a comfortable place for your wrists. It's okay for the fingers to go over the edges if that's better. And then paw out your feet. Maybe they walk a little bit further from the chair, a little bit wider. Shift the weight over the wrists. Bend the knees a little bit and then allow the heart to sink so the shoulders will wing. Push into the chair to wrap the shoulders and take a couple of pulses like this. Sync the movement with your breath, inhaling as you relax and exhaling as the back of the heart rises to fill the space underneath the scapula. And take a couple more at your own pace, just waking up the serratus muscle. And then step the feet back, one footprint, bend the knees really deeply. Keep the hands on the chair, but let the body rest on the thighs. Take a breath into the back of the body and then release the hands in front of the feet. Head hangs heavy. Breathe into the back of the body. Shift the weight forward and back a couple of times. And then bring the hands to the thighs, push down into the feet, and let the sits bones get really heavy so the pelvis levels first, and then roll up one vertebra at a time. The hands can float to the sides. Scoop the air up in front of you and let the whole front of the body lightly expand. And then place the hands onto the chair, and we'll be going through a modified vinyasa with a chair. So step the feet further back so that you can lengthen the arms. And notice the straight line from arm to shoulder all the way to hips. The knees can bend, especially if that's more comfortable. If you are very flexible, it's easy for the heart to sink here. So remember that action of filling the space behind the scapula. So instead of arching, there's this nice straight line. And then bend the knees, lift the heels, push into the balls of the feet as you round the spine from the bottom all the way up. Shift the weight forward so the shoulders stack over the wrists. And then inhale, push down into your chair to slowly reach the heart forward. The hips can lower any amount, lengthening the front of the body for our modified up dog. Bend the elbows. And then exhale, push into the hands, bend the knees, and shift back into downward facing dog. Take one breath here. Resist gravity, lengthen from hands to hips. And then bend the knees, lift the heels, inhale, roll forward into your up dog. Exhale, push back into down dog. And then swivel the hips to the left, bring the left hand to the center of the chair, and float the right arm to the side. Lift the hips and lengthen the whole right side of the body. And then exhale through center, swing the hand around, push back to down dog. The left hand will slide out. And then we'll do the same thing the other way. So right hand to center, swivel the hips to the right, float the arm overhead and lift the hips. And then we'll repeat this a couple of times on each side, stopping at center on the exhale, and then inhaling to open and expand in our modified side plank. After you go to the right side, you're complete. We'll all meet in down dog. And then bend the knees, lift the heels a little bit if you need to, reach one hand down, And slowly paw the hands back to the feet. Uttanasana, head hangs heavy, deep knee bend, melt to the earth. Shift the weight into the heels, push down into the heels, heavy hips as you roll up one vertebra at a time. Make sure there's no strain. You can always use your hands for help. And then just pause at the top and feel the body as a whole existing in space. Take one breath here. Thanks for practicing.